Hello YouTubers. It was 90 years ago since the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, made its first broadcast to the nation. I am fortunate enough to have this record which commemorated 50 years of broadcasting, 1922 to 1972, on BBC Records. Enjoy.
This is the BBC, calling the world from London.
It started, and practically everyone of my generation remembers that beginning. Since the turn of the century, Morse code had been dot-dashing its way through the air, and in 1906, an American called Fessenden had transmitted music and speech across several hundred miles of ocean. Then suddenly, in 1922, this British Broadcasting Company was set up, and soon all our fathers and uncles and schoolboy friends had become what was known as listeners. Very simple, quite cheap. You rigged a long piece of wire between a curtain pole and your chimney pot, with two cotton reels to act as insulators. That was the aerial. You took a metal bicycle pump to act as a condenser. You pinched two lead soldiers from your small brother, melted them down over the fire, tossed in a handful of flowers of sulphur, and produced what was called a crystal. You bought a pair of headphones, very expensive these, 25 bob at least, stamped with the words BBC, which is how the BBC, licensed by the post office, made its money. You fiddled about, touching the crystal with a bit of thin wire called a cat's whisker, and suddenly there in your headphones was the voice of a man called Peter Eckersley, making the first regular broadcasts in British history.
Hello, CQ. This is 2Emma Talk, Riddle testing. This is 2Emma Talk, Riddle testing. Hello, CQ. Hello. Hello, Ash. Hello, Ash. Ash, hello. The signal's okay. Wave your hand if it's all okay. Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. This is 2Emma Talk, Riddle testing. This is 2Emma Talk, Riddle testing.
And very soon, if that wasn't satisfying enough,
smiling is always in style. Here's only add to your blues and troubles. Troubles will float away just like bubbles. You know, honest and true, brown eyes should never be blue.
there was something quite splendid about that early reception. We all felt we were pioneers. We knew we'd experienced a memorable moment in human history. There were the Savoy Orpheans banging away in our eardrums, or perhaps it was the Savoy Havana Band, bringing back all those memories of the seaside and Pierrots and comics in straw boaters and striped blazers.
I love her in the morning, and I love her at night. I love her in the summer, when the stars are shining bright. I love her in the springtime, and I love her in the fall. On the last night, on the backboard, I love her best of all.
Politicians and newspaper editorials made the usual portentous remarks about the influence of the new medium, how necessary it was to see we didn't fall into the same commercial radio trap as the Americans, who'd made wireless a marvellous medium for soap ads and soap operas. Lord Gainford at the opening of BBC Savoy Hill in 1923.
Last year, the manufacturers of wireless apparatus met together by invitation of the post office, as it was realized that broadcasting would have to be controlled by one broadcasting authority, if the chaos which today is so obvious in America were to be avoided here. I want you to understand that in addition to trying to protect our 600 manufacturing members, we have never lost sight of the interests of the general public.
I don't think most of us were all that concerned, just fascinated by the noises. Certainly not as concerned as the first general manager of the BBC, a tall, dark, gaunt Presbyterian Scot named John Reith, with a scar down his face, soon to acquire an authority envied by press, parliament and clergy, who said firmly that to exploit so great a scientific invention for the purpose and pursuit of entertainment alone would be a prostitution of its powers and an insult to the character and intelligence of the people. So Auntie BBC had started her original, though chartered, career. A fine blaze of news bulletins, plays, talks, features, the first opera, Il Trovatore, broadcast from Birmingham in 1923. By the end of 1924, radio and the BBC were as firmly fixed in the British way of life as a cup of tea and the Houses of Parliament.
Put on your earphones, tune on your set, listen in the 3:30. Sit well back, we're going from Anti-Aggie of the BBC.
1 million radio licenses were issued. You could buy radio sets with horns or in cabinets. Old music hall artists like Harry Lauder were making debuts which were almost farewell performances.
I love a laddie, a bonny, bonny laddie. She's as pure as the lily in the dell. She's as sweet as the heather, the bonny purple heather.
What a landmark. 90 years of broadcasting. Well done, the BBC. Let's hope we have 90 years more wonderful broadcasting. Thanks for watching, well, at least on Radio 4 anyway. Thanks you for watching, YouTubers. See you soon.